Hello, my name is Jim. We're going to be talking about the Festool Planex LHS 2225 EQI-Plus Drywall Sander today on
Kilimanjaro.
This is Festool's higher-end drywall sander, commonly referred to as the Planex 2. Now, I want to get this out of the way right at the beginning. I am not a professional drywall sander. That's not my job. I only do drywall on the weekends as a DIY kind of hobbyist kind of guy. This is not who that tool is intended for. This tool is extremely expensive. It currently costs about $1,400. It's not aimed at somebody like me. It's aimed at the guy who's going to be using it every day. So why did I get it? Well, because I hate doing drywall. I find it to be the most miserable job in the world. The sanding is just terrible. It gets dust everywhere. It makes a huge mess, dries out your skin. I'm not good at putting the mud on, so I need to do a lot more sanding than someone who is good at it. And I had a big job coming up that I needed to do a lot of drywall for. So I was willing to spend the money on it. I understand that it's out of reach for most DIY type people, but for me, it was well worth the money. If you are a professional looking for more of a professional review, there's lots of those out there you can go watch. So with that out of the way, what do you actually get for that $1,400? Well, you get the fancy sustainer, which is the biggest sustainer I've ever seen. I think it's the biggest one that Festool makes. You get the sander itself, which actually comes in a couple different parts. I'll show that in a second here, but it comes apart. So you get this main piece here, and then you get one extension for it, and you can add another one or two to it if you need to reach up, say you're doing a cathedral ceiling or something like that. You also get a cord, and you get a couple of these little ties to tie the cord onto the vacuum hose that you're using. This sander really needs to be used with a vacuum. Festool makes a specific dust extractor, they call it, but it's a vacuum to go with this that has an auto clean function to prevent the bag from getting clogged from all the drywall dust. However, I didn't get that one. I just used it with a regular shop vac with a drywall bag in it, and it worked fine. Obviously, if you're going to be using it every day, you probably want to get that Festool vacuum too. Let's talk about all the different features of the sander, starting at the bottom here. So this is the business end of the sander. This is the special paper that the Festool Planex uses. It's about a 9-inch sanding pad here. It's a 225 millimeter. They make lots of different grits, all the way down to a 40 grit, which is great for taking popcorn sealing or texture sealing off a drywall. This is a 240 grit, which is kind of what you would typically use for finishing drywall. So as you can see, this sandpaper has a ton of little holes in it, which really lets it pick up the dust. When I go upstairs and show you how this actually works, you can see just how well that dust collection is. Underneath here, you've got the sanding pad. This is consumable. These wear out over time as the hooks on the Velcro start to kind of wear and get degraded, but they're very easy to change. There's a bunch of these kind of quarter turn fasteners here that you can just undo, take that off, put a new one on, super simple. Around the edge of this is an edge protector that prevents you from digging the edge of the sandpaper into a corner, kind of wrecking your corners because of that. It lets you get very close to the corner, probably an 1/8 inch, quarter inch away from the corner, but not actually dig into it. Now that does mean that you do have to go back afterwards and sand the corners by hand, but because there's not that much left, it goes pretty quickly. Over here, it's a little hard to see, but there's a ring of LEDs that goes all the way around here, and they're super bright. This means that if the lighting's not great, or even if it is really good, you can easily see all the kind of defects in the drywall and go back and sand those. Because the light is very close to the surface, the light kind of comes out like this. It really picks up all the little parts that you might need to go back and sand, parts that you may have missed it. It's one of my favorite features about this sander, and I think it's one of the real reasons to get the Planex 2 instead of the Planex Easy. On the back side here is an adjustable suction valve. So when you've got the vacuum hooked up to this, it's sucking it onto the wall, which really helps keep it on the wall, and it also takes a lot of the weight of the sander. But if you're on the wall as opposed to the ceiling, you don't want all that suction because it makes it a little hard to move around. So you can turn down the suction some, and then the suction is a little reduced. It makes it a little easier to move around and everything. When you're on the ceiling, you flip it to this way here, and it sucks really well, and it basically holds the sander up. It takes almost the whole weight of the sander, so it makes it really easy to use. They do sell a harness to go with this. If you're using it all day, it's probably worthwhile to get, but just for an hour or two of usage, with the suction holding it on the ceiling, super easy to use, not tiring in the slightest. This head pivots in both directions here, so it's very easy to keep it against the wall, and it always kind of conforms to the surface of the wall. Going up here, you can see, like I mentioned, there's multiple parts. These all kind of hook together. You can get extensions if you're doing a cathedral ceiling or something like that. To put them together, they just slide together. Gotta do it the right way though. And then you twist this to lock it in place. Now to get it apart, it's just the reverse, but you do need to give it, this is kind of the position it likes to be in. You do need to pull it a little bit more and then it'll come apart. If you don't do that, it still stays together. So pretty easy to do. On the top end here, the first thing we come to is the connection for the vacuum hose. As I mentioned, I don't use the Festool vacuum. I just use the generic shop vac. This is the kind of hose that it came with. You really do need a big hose with this so you get as much suction as possible to get all that dust. There's a little clamp here that holds that in place. I found that even with this not Festool drywall hose, it works just fine. I never had any problems with it slipping off. And then of course, there's your power port right there as well. The vacuum hose comes with this little, or not the hose itself, the sander comes with this little clamp which slides into the end here to kind of keep the hose out of the way. And then as I mentioned, there's these little kind of wraps that you can allow you to kind of connect the cord to the hose so everything kind of stays all nice and neat as you're sanding. It doesn't get in the way and you don't get all tangled. It's an adjustable speed, so if you're kind of finishing and you don't want it to dig in too much, you don't want to take too much off, you can turn that down a little, or if you're trying to take off a huge amount of material, you turn it all the way up to 6. I've got all the lights turned off in my shop so you can see just how bright this LED is. It's always difficult to tell on camera how bright it is, but this is the only light that's on right now, and it's really easy to see all the way around the sander. It puts out a nice even layer of light. It's not a bunch of little dots. I've got some sawdust on my workbench here and a couple imperfections over here. It's very easy to see that from the way the light comes off at this shallow angle. It makes it very obvious that I would need to go over here and do some sanding more. There's a button on the handle here that turns the light on and off and by itself, so you don't have to have the sander running to have the light on. So you can go and use it as kind of an inspection light too, if you want. So we're in this hallway here where I'm putting a skim coat on the entire hallway. These walls were in pretty rough shape, so rather than trying to just patch them, I'm just doing the whole hallway, doing a nice skim coat over everything. So what I've done here is I've actually laid on a really nice thick coat. Well, not really nice, way thicker than you'd ever really want to put on it. You can see it's quite thick here. There's not actually even a joint here. I just wanted to put some on here just to kind of show how quickly this will go through the mud that's on there, in case you had somebody who was a little overzealous putting it on. I wanted to show you how quickly it would take it off. So I've got some 240 grit sandpaper here on, which is what I would normally use to be finishing with. I'm going to have it set to the highest setting, 6, on the little dial here. The other thing I really wanted to show was how little dust actually gets on the floor and in the air. So that's why it shows up here. There's this really nice dark floor. If any dust gets onto the floor here, you'll be able to see it. It'll show up real easily when I dry your finger across it. So let's see how long this takes. All right, so you see that didn't take very long at all. That was an extremely large amount of mud that was on the wall. It didn't come off completely because there's a bit of a bow right here, so a little bit's left here that I'm gonna have to go over again. But you can see there's no dust in the air. You can't taste it or anything. And on the floor, you can see there's nothing there. So the vacuum gets everything all of the sanding dust, it gets all of it. It's really great. Just for reference, that is the ultra lightweight mud that I've been using here. So the regular mud, it would take a little bit longer to sand. That stuff sands really easily, but still, even with 240 grit, that came off super easily, left a really nice finish. If it wasn't for this area right here, I'd wipe this down and be ready to paint. You can tell it doesn't get every bit off the wall. You can see from my hand there, so there is still some off the wall, so you do have to go over it and wipe it down to get all that last bit of dust off. While I'm up here, I did want to illustrate one minor complaint I have about the Planex, and that's kind of the ergonomics of sanding at waist height with it. So when I'm sanding up, holding it like this, it's super easy. You can rest it on your hip here. You're mostly holding it down in line. It's not a big deal. Same thing when it's upside down. It's pretty easy to do. And of course, when it's on the ceiling, the suction is holding its weight, so that's easy. When you're at this kind of mid-height level, you've got to hold it like this, or like this, and then it's kind of got all this weight hanging out here, and it ends up being kind of tiring on your arm here. So it'd be a lot easier, and this is actually how I usually end up holding it. If there was a handle right here, then you could kind of stabilize it, and that'd be a lot more comfortable. So that's my only minor complaint I have about it. I'm super happy with this sander. It's so easy to use, it's very maneuverable, it's very well balanced, you don't get super tired using it. The joint on here that keeps it on the wall works really well, it's very maneuverable, it doesn't kind of get stuck on it. And the finish that it leaves is fantastic. The best part, of course, is the dust collection on it. It gets almost every speck of dust. No longer do you have a giant cloud of drywall dust following you around as you're working. Just really makes life a lot easier. Now, I'm not going to try and argue that every DIYer needs to go out and spend $1,400 on a drywall sander. However, if you're a professional, yeah, this certainly makes a ton of sense. It's going to pay for itself extremely quickly, not just in how fast it sands, but also how much time you save on the prep work, on getting everything set up and blocking off all the rooms, as well as on the back end, all the cleanup that you have to do. It's going to save you a ton of time. And it's going to give you better results too, because of the light, you'll be able to see every little detail, as well as that random orbital action will give a super nice finish. The way I was able to justify it for myself was that it was the difference between paying somebody to do a job or doing it myself. This was still a whole lot cheaper than hiring somebody to do my whole hallway, and it wasn't something that I was going to attempt just using hand sandpaper or a palm sander or something like that. It would make too much of a mess. It just would have been miserable for myself and my family when I was trying to do that. So for me, that's why this was worthwhile. I would highly recommend this tool. It makes life so much easier. It sands so nicely and is so easy to use. The dust control on it is amazing, and for that, I think it is definitely a worthwhile purchase, even though it's so expensive. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.